Hey y'all, I'm back. So this video is going to be a classrooms must-haves video. I know I said that I was going to do a Q&A, but I'm not going to film that until like Monday, I think, or maybe tomorrow. My ring light's coming tomorrow, so I want to wait for that. So that'll probably be my second video, like towards the end of the week. But I'm going to go ahead and get started. So this is my recommendations for a first year teacher. So I'm going to start off by saying, do not buy anything for your classroom until you've seen your room. Because you could think that you're going to have this huge classroom and your classroom could be like this big. Or you could think that you're going to have a tiny classroom because the other classroom that you saw was kind of small. So you thought, oh, well, that's probably what mine's going to look like. And then you have the biggest room in the school. You never know. You don't know what's going to come inside. So you don't know if what the teacher is going to leave you. You don't know what other teachers around you want to give you. What your school supplies for you. Like some schools have a supply closet that has so much stuff that you can just take from. Mine does not, but some do. So you need to talk with your principal, talk with the teachers around you. Wait till you see your room. It will save you so much money, I promise. Now, I'm going to link a shopping list from Amazon down below, but a lot of these things you can find at Michael's on clearance on top of your 20% off teacher discount. Use it wisely. Shop smarter, not harder. Okay? Always remember that. We are teachers. We all know how much money we make. We need to save. So, the first thing that you're going to want to buy is a good electric pencil sharpener. Now, I have the X-Acto Pro, which it looks like this right here, and it works great. I've never had an issue with it. It's never broke. Now, I don't let my students use the electric pencil sharpener. I trained 2 students in my room. I let 2 of them use it that I trust, and they are allowed to sharpen pencils, and me, and that's it. Now, you may say, well, what the heck do your kids do when there's a sub? I literally will sharpen like 70 pencils before I leave and put them in a cup. And then I say, just take another one and I'll sharpen them later. But I don't let them use it because they're going to jam it, they're going to break it, like they're going to do something to mess it up. And they're expensive. So, I mean, they're not that expensive. They're like $30, but still, that's $30. So, a pencil sharpener. The next thing is organizational bins and carts. Now, I have quite a few things that I'm going to recommend to you. All of these things that I'm going to mention are also at Michael's. They, like I said in the beginning, all these organizational bins are at Michael's for cheaper. Wait till they're on clearance. Use your discount. Like, save your money. But I'm going to put pictures so that you can know what I'm talking about. So I have a 3-tier cart that I use for guided reading, and I put a stapler, pens, whiteboards, clipboards, all my small group stuff, and it's on that cart. And then the next thing is the 10 drawer rainbow carts that I have. I have 2, so total of 20 drawers. It's a lot. I didn't end up using it as much as I wanted to, but I have a new plan for it for this year. Teachers use it for centers, for student mailboxes. They use them. I use them for my math cluster assessments that we use. We have to have a test for every unit. So I would put all of the ones before we start them. I'd put them in a drawer and then I would just go and take it out and give it to them. And then once they were graded, I would put them in the next side so that I knew they were finished and they were graded. And that's where they stayed all year because we have to like keep up with them. That's what I used it for. I also put I have like guided reading supplies that just didn't fit in my cart. That like the witch fingers that were in my teacher hall bag that had fallen out. I have all of those in a drawer. And then I have these, I call them my super readers, and they're little glasses that the kids can wear that they're just like funny colors. They're cute. And the kids love to wear, they love to wear them. So I use those. And then, so that's what I use the 10 drawer carts for. Now, I also use these scrapbook cases. Now, You can get these at Michael's for like $4.99 on sale pretty much all year round. Either $4.99 or $5.99. Do not ever buy them for $9.99. Don't buy them on Amazon because they're still more expensive. I use these to organize my cardstock and construction paper. I organize it by color. You don't have to be OCD like me. But I know people use them for centers. People use it for a lot of different stuff. So those are just really good to have. Then the next thing would be the photo cases. Now, they are usually $42.99. If you buy them for $42.99, you're crazy. Don't do that. Because if you buy two, which is how much people usually buy, is 2 cases, that's like way more money than you need to spend for task cards. So a task cards usually fit really good into those photo cases, or I've heard now with COVID, I've heard of some some teachers doing like math kits in them, so that's a really good idea. Depending on your grade, if you have a lot of manipulatives, you might want something more like with more compartments, but those are a good option. And then another thing that I use are my Sterilite bins. So they're the 3-drawer, like they're probably like this big. You'll see a picture of them right here. But they are, I use them for my copies. So I have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, next week, and then extra copies. And then I have another one that's for to be graded, send home, and then I use my other, the one that I ordered came with 4, and I only used 3 for my copies, and then I used another one for something else, I'll tell you later. But, so those are really good. I keep those behind my desk, and they just keep me organized. And then the last thing I'm gonna tell you to use is, for organization at least, are bins or trays for folders. Like I have a tray for their agendas go in one basket, and then I have one for their homework folders, and then I have one for finished work, unfinished work, like all that stuff. And those are in there. They're rainbow colored. My classroom's rainbow, but that's what I use those for. So and then book bins. Invest in book bins. Do not invest enormous amounts of money in book bins. You can get some good ones at like Big Lots and Dollar Tree for cheap. So look around, do your research. You can find some good ones. Now, the next thing is a personal laminator. And you are gonna look at me like I'm crazy, because why the heck would I need a personal laminator? Because the school has one. Trust me, you want one for yourself, because that laminator takes forever to heat up. You're sharing it with however many teachers in the building, and let me tell you, you're going to need it one day, and they're going to be like, oh yeah, I'll have it to you by like Wednesday, the librarian, and you're like, oh, Wednesday, I need it right now. Scotch laminator. I have 2. I have the Scotch that I keep in my house, and then I have an Amazon Basics one that I keep in my classroom. You don't need 2 by any means, but it's just easier because I don't like trucking them back and forth. And they're cheap. They're like $20. And then pouches to go with them. And also a paper cutter. Now, it doesn't have to be anything fancy, but a paper cutter comes in so much. It comes in handy. It's something that it's like an afterthought, but when you have a lot to cut, it helps. I promise you it helps. Now, the next thing I never would have thought of, I did not think of until the 3rd day of school, but a good desk chair, like for a teacher. Now, the first 3 days of school, I used a like plastic or the hard ceramic wheelie chairs that are in your classroom. I used that, and I was so uncomfortable. It was awful. Now, I don't really sit at my desk ever, so you're probably like, well, why were you uncomfortable? But I would roll it to my small group table. So now that's where my good desk chair is. Now, the one that I did not buy like a super fancy one. I mean, they're kind of expensive, but it's worth it. And the one that I listed in the Amazon list is like $56.99, so like $58 with tax. It's worth it. It's comfy. It rolls, so I can roll easily wherever I need to. And for the amount of time that I spend at my small group table, like it's a need. Now the next thing is a wireless hot glue gun and glue sticks for the hot glue gun. Now you may think, why do I need a wireless one? But you don't know what your classroom is going to look like. You don't know where the plugs are going to be, and you're going to need it. I promise you. I used a hot glue gun almost every day, I think, for something. Something falling off the wall, fixing a kid's shoe. I had to fix book bag straps, like, you name it, I'd fix it. So it comes in handy, I promise. And it's just easier to be able to just carry it with you wherever than having to worry about the plug. It's annoying. So a wireless hot glue gun. Now the next thing is a wireless doorbell, which I feel like everyone says this, but the wireless doorbell, my kids, like, I ring that thing and within 5 seconds you can hear like a pin drop in my classroom. My kids are like it works so well. I use it for transitions. I use it for attention grabbers. Like, it works. And now the next one is you need to have good pens and good pencils for yourself. Like, students are not allowed to touch these. Now, when it comes for me personally, I use the Flair pens and the InkJoy pens like most teachers. But I know a lot of people that don't like those pens. Or they're like, I'm not spending that much money on pens. What do I look like? If that, like, that's, for me, that's, like, what I'm going to invest my money in. But you don't have to. Like, just find good pens that are going to last, that you can grade with. Now, I don't grade with red ink because I feel like it just gives off a negative connotation. I feel like yes, it's wrong, but, we're going to work on things together, and we're going to fix it, and it's okay to be wrong. Like, red, I feel like red is just bad. Like, red's, I don't know. So I grade in happy colors. So just, you don't have to do that. That's just a suggestion. But that's what I do. And stickers. I love to grade with stickers. Everyone loves a good sticker. That's not a must-have, but they're good incentives. And then pencils. Now, I use Ticonderoga in my room just because they last a lot longer. I just like them better. And I personally, for me, I use the black ones. My students use the yellow ones because then I can tell when my students steal my pencils. Now, for this year, I did have a parent at the beginning of the year who, like, the pencils that she bought her student were the black ones. And then I was like, okay, well, I know that she has black ones. So, like, but anybody else in this room, if you have your little sticky fingers on my black pencils, I'm going to know it's mine. So that's how I differentiate them, and they did not steal them because they knew that I would know. And then, okay, this second one, this is like number 9, I think. I don't know why I said second. But number 9 is a whistle. Now, if you're a high school teacher or middle school, or maybe you don't have to do recess duty, or I don't know, you probably aren't going to need a whistle. But I didn't have this for like the first half of the year, and let me tell you, it was awful. The kids would never come in. It took me forever to get them to kind of come in from recess because the playground's pretty big. And then we have like a field in the back where the kids play ball, and like they can't hear me. I can scream pretty loud, but they ignore you. If they hear a whistle, they're like, okay, I'm coming. Now, my mentor teacher got me like a really nice one for Christmas that has my name engraved on it. And she got it on Etsy. So if you want like a fancy one, you can get one on Etsy. But the one that I listed it's sterling silver. I think it looks sterling silver. I didn't really read into it much, but it's only $6. And it's simple. So a simple whistle for recess is a must have. And then cardstock. You need white cardstock and colored cardstock for things like centers. If you're going to do like decor that you print off and want to use in your classroom, you want cardstock so it lasts. Now you do cardstock and then laminate it with your personal laminator that you're going to buy, and it'll be wonderful. I promise. I promise you, you will use it. You don't have to use Astro Brights. Like I listed Astro Brights because it's my favorite, but You don't have to use Asher Brights. Michael's and Walmart has so much card stock for cheap. Like, just stock up. Use what's cheap. Save your money. I promise it'll be fine. Now, number 11. This is one of the things that I bought for myself and then got into my room and I had like a million. Now, a stapler. A good stapler and a hole punch. Now, I like the swing line stapler because I've never had an issue with it. It's never jammed. When I was a student teacher, I had like a cute little pink one that I bought from like, I don't even know where I bought it, but it was cheap. And I don't remember the brand, but it was awful and it jammed so much and I had to buy like 3. But I wanted the pink one because don't waste your money. Buy a good one. Now, for me, I have 4 because the teacher before me left all of her staplers for me. But, so I have one at my assistant's desk, one at my desk, one at my small group table, and one in the back where like the turn-in tray and the pencil sharpener is. So then I just kind of have one everywhere in the room so I don't have to like go looking for it. But that and a hole punch comes in handy. You don't really think about that, but they're good to have. And the last one, Sharpies. A class set of black Sharpies. Now, I bought myself at the beginning of the year, like the Electric Pop 24 pack of Sharpies that are like so pretty. But what I use the black Sharpies for are for like directed drawings, which you can use them on YouTube, like Google them. They're great for indoor recess, holidays, but the first time, I had never heard of them. First time I did, my mentor teacher was like, okay, like, it's Halloween, like, we're going to read this book, Frankenstein, and then we're going to do a directed drawing to go along with it. And I was like, oh, what? And she showed me, and it is so cute. Like, the kids loved it. But she was like, okay, so you just need white paper and your black Sharpies. And I was like, I think I only have, like, 2. What do I need black Sharpies for? But she was like, okay, well, I'll bring you mine after my kids do it. So we had to wait. But the black Sharpies they come in handy because you can use them for when kids are putting on their names on the back of art projects, just like that kind of stuff. It's good to have. I do not let them keep them in their desk. Absolutely not. They do not. Those are mine. I have them in a cup put up somewhere because at first I let them keep them in their desk. And then I had a little boy draw all over his desk in black Sharpie, so I don't suggest that. Learn from my mistakes. But, so that is the last of my classroom must-haves. If you have any other questions, like, comment down below, because there's so many other things that I feel like you could have, but I feel like this video is long enough. So, my next video is going to be up at the end of this week, probably, like, Thursday? Maybe. But don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, all the bells and whistles, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!